Yes, I got my money from Wells Fargo. I guess people didn't watch that other video long enough to get to that.
So I would like for you all to go and watch her full video. It's the woman had to go to Wells Fargo and she had an issue with getting some money out of her account. Now let me tell you what Wells Fargo did to me in Sandersville, Georgia. I have never banked with Wells Fargo ever in my life. However, when I visited a old family member in Georgia, they had given me a check with my name on it from Wells Fargo. And I was like, I've never banked with Wells Fargo. Where is this from? So I ended up holding on to the check until I got home because the store that I was working at the time, I was able to check to see if the check was real. So I didn't want to risk taking it to a store or trying to cash it because I didn't want anyone to say, oh, you knew the check was fraudulent and try to arrest me, the little setups that they try to do. So I was just like, okay, I'll hold it on and I can check it myself at work. So I ended up checking it. It was in fact a real check. I called Wells Fargo in the state where I was at and asked them like, hey, do you all send out courtesy checks trying to recruit people to come to your bank? And they was basically like, no, we don't do that. If we send you a check, you have to have an open account. So I found out that family members had opened an account with my name on it in Wells Fargo. Now, it was 3 family members who did this. So the adopted mom, her mom, which is the grandmom, and her sister, which is the auntie. So they all had opened up a Wells Fargo account with my name on there. And I called that bank and I asked to speak to the manager. I told the manager to look up and see if there was information of me in the system. She denied. She refused. That's how I knew she was in on it. She also told me unless I got the police to come down there, she was not going to have a conversation with her staff. I asked her to have a conversation with her staff to remind them not to let people come in with fraudulent IDs or no identification at all, because that's the only way they could have opened up their bank account, under fraudulent information or no information at all. So she was telling me, she was very obnoxious. She's saying she wasn't going to look into it. She wasn't even going to check on it. She wasn't going to ask nobody about it. If the police didn't come to her about it, she did not care. So do not take your energy to Wells Fargo. They are scamming customers. They are allowing people to open up illegal bank accounts in other people's names. The managers are erratic because they're pocketing money. As you can see, this woman also had an issue with Wells Fargo, which I'm pretty sure is because they stole her money and had to come up with reasons and had to make ways to fix her money back in her account to fix it to where she was able to get it. Also, I ended up taking a trip down there and I visited the bank in person. This particular day, I went in there every single day this week and they kept saying the manager wasn't there, right? So she also told me the manager was somebody else. Now, when I had called and spoke to him on the phone, it was a lady who told me that she's been the manager for the past good bit of years. So I was like, oh, okay. But when I went in there in person, that's not the same story that I had gotten. And the lady who was at the desk, she asked me for the check and I showed her the check. And she was acting like she was about to look up my name in the system to see if there was an account with my name on it. And then she changed her mind and she held on to the check and told me she was not going to give me back the check. However, I had already took recordings of the check, so it wasn't going to make it go away. And also, I knew that she was trying to tell her manager to close out the account and to erase all my details to where it looks like I never had a bank account with Wells Fargo. But they actually still got caught. Do not take your energy there.